In ancient Egypt, power was not only spoken, it was seen. Every detail of a king's appearance carried meaning. Among these symbols, one stands out above all, the Nemes headdress. At first glance, it looks like a simple cloth, but for the ancient Egyptians, it expressed something much deeper. The idea that the king was not just a ruler, but part of the divine order of the universe. What is the Nemes? The Nemes is a royal headcloth worn only by the pharaoh. It is made of linen and designed with stripes. It covers the head, folds over the shoulders, and frames the face with two long folds. We see it in statues, tomb paintings, and famous monuments like the Great Sphinx of Giza. What makes it important is not its material, but who wears it. Only the king. As the scholar Gay Robbins explains, royal clothing helped separate the king from all other people, showing that he had a special status in society.
Symbols within the Nemes. The Nemes often includes powerful symbols. At the front, we see the cobra of the goddess Wajet. Sometimes it is joined by the vulture of Nekhbet. Together they represent Upper and Lower Egypt. This shows that the king rules over a united land. But these symbols also have another role. They protect the king. Ancient Egyptians believed the cobra could attack enemies with fire. The scholar Eric Hornung explains that Egyptian religion often combines many meanings into one image. The Nemes is a perfect example of this. Religious meaning. To understand the Nemes, we must understand Egyptian kingship. The king was believed to be the living form of Horus on earth. His role was to protect Ma'at, the balance of truth, order, and justice. According to Jan Assmann, the king's main duty was not just to rule people, but to keep the world itself in balance. When the king wore the Nemes, he showed that he carried his responsibility. After death, the king became linked with Osiris, while still connected to the sun god Ra. So the Nemes reflects both life and afterlife. It shows the king as part of a cycle: life, death, and rebirth.
History and continuity. The Nemes appears very early in Egyptian history. We see it in Old Kingdom statues, especially those of Khafra. Over time, Egypt changed. New dynasties, new rulers, even foreign kings. But the Nemes stayed almost the same. This stability was important. The historian Toby Wilkinson explains that Egyptian royal images were kept consistent on purpose to show continuity and strengthen the king's authority. The Nemes became a timeless symbol of kingship. Comparison with other crowns. Ancient Egyptian kings used many crowns. Each one had a specific meaning. The white crown for Upper Egypt, the red crown for Lower Egypt, the double crown for both lands, the blue crown for war. But the Nemes is different. It is not linked to one event or one role. Instead, it represents the king's identity at all times. It shows what the king is, not just what he does.
Art and meaning. Most real Nemes headdresses have not survived because they were made of cloth, but we see them clearly in art. The most famous example is the golden mask of Tutankhamun. It shows the Nemes in perfect detail. The Egyptologist Barry Kemp explains that Egyptian art shows things in an ideal form, not as they look in real life, but as they should be. So the Nemes in art is not just clothing. It is an idea, perfect and eternal.
Conclusion. The Nemes may look simple, but its meaning is powerful. It shows us how the ancient Egyptians understood kingship not just as political power, but as a sacred duty, a duty to keep balance in the world. Through the Nemes, the king becomes more than human. He becomes part of the order of the universe itself.